Hey everybody, welcome back. What did Winston Churchill say? He said, I cannot forecast to you the action of Russia. It is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. And while we look at the loadout for the Minsk is that enigma. Is it a destroyer? No. Is it a cruiser? No. It's somewhere in the middle. As we look at the consumables and the common battle booster and the other stats of the Minsk, don't think of it as a destroyer. Think of it as an enigma. It plays in the middle ground between a cruiser and a destroyer. This is a game in two parts. You're going to see the first part of the gameplay. We're playing the Minsk properly. And in the last segment of the gameplay, we'll see how to play the Minsk improperly. And I only blame it on myself. I got caught up in the battle. I got greedy. I got blood in my eye, and I wanted to take out the enemy ship. And you'll see that happen. Here we look at our commander, Vladimir Trubetskoy. That second inspiration, I used to have Sims, now I have Gurin. I'm still considering um, who to go with. So we're going to be in a standard battle. And really, I just had some really bad games in the Minsk. I didn't want to play it. I was embarrassed in a video by a community contributor a long time ago in the Minsk. Um, Not by name. He didn't call me out by name, but he said, "Hey, look at this guy doing a torpedo run on me and watch me kill him," kind of thing. That's because I didn't know how to play the Minsk, and I was trying to play it like a destroyer. And it has 4 kilometer torpedoes. You know, the odd thing is that, and we're here on Land of Fire, which is going to be a great map to illustrate because it's got all these little islands around. The Leningrad is the sister ship of the Minsk. And originally I was thinking about titling this video Weak Sister because when I get in the Leningrad, I feel like 7 out of 10 confident that I'm going to have a good game. And when I get in the Minsk, I feel 1 out of 10 confident that I'm going to have a good game. And really, the only difference between the two is the Minsk has a slightly longer turret traverse. It has 4 kilometer torpedoes, as opposed to, I believe, the Leningrad has 6 kilometer torpedoes. And the Minsk is slightly better in the maneuverability rating. I think it may have a shorter rudder shift or a shorter turning circle than the Leningrad. So there's not a whole lot of differences, but I don't know if it's because of premium or if it's um, because I like the name Leningrad better than Minsk, that I do better in it. But here's how you play the Minsk. I am not going forward to find the enemy. In fact, I let someone else spot the enemy, and I'm hiding behind an island. Huh, it's kind of how a cruiser would play, I think. So we're here, we're lobbing shells. They got a couple Ismails. I don't know what camo that is on the second Ismail, but it looks pretty fancy. Uh, and here's a Jervis. And we're gauging the Jervis at 9.3 kilometers away. Perish the thought. But that is the riddle, uh, you know, as the quote says, that's the riddle wrapped in a mystery about the Minsk. The riddle is how do you do well in a ship? And the mystery is figuring that out. And the enigma, of course, is the Minsk. So here we're engaging the Jervis from 9.6 kilometers away because he's spotted. You know, not all these shells are on target, but some of them are, you know. And it's certainly not any more or less accurate at closer ranges where you be getting lit up like a Roman candle, you know? Now, of note, I have two teammates over here with me that will come into play later. Um, and you can see that some ships on the other side of the map are killing each other. I really like this guy's fancy camo. He's going to drive into the boundary, which I don't consider to be necessarily a great course of action. Not for his ship, anyway. Um, but it allows me to pop some shots off at him. And I found myself behind another island. And the real thing that's not being discussed here is how do you play the Minsk in the open water? And you've got to maintain your distance, and you've got to do a ton of maneuvering, just an absolute ton of maneuvering. Um, I don't think there's a commander that has a base trait that increases the range um, of the destroyer's guns. I don't do the fantastical Acer Lane or Space Commanders or whatever. I'm hoping that either the European destroyers or the Italian destroyers, that one of those future destroyer commanders has a skill that increases the range and maybe even this dispersion of destroyer guns. So there you can see the other Ismail decided to come around the rock, and I pulled a trick that would have done in the past with a Russian destroyer. You set a smoke screen, you reverse side scrape off an island, and you drop your torps. So here we go with the Jervis. He's moving in close. I feel confident to kind of go after him. But that salvo right there from the remaining Ismail should have been a warning to me. Those were very, there was a lot of dispersion on those shells. And I don't know what commander is using, obviously. I think he might have been using Left Galler. Um, so the Jervis backed out of its own smokescreen. That seems like not a good idea. And I don't know if he is on a torp reload or what, but essentially the Jervis cannot stand up to the guns of the Minsk here. So, because remember, you got speed and you got guns. That's the Minsk story. So left is this Ismail with the fancy camo, and right here is when I started doing everything wrong. And by that I mean I'm okay with the distance right now, but then I moved in too close. And for the remainder of this engagement, this is the part where I said the tale of two ships or two games. The first half of that game, up until the point where I killed the Jervis, went great. And now this part of the game is not going great because I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. And I should have disengaged and repositioned myself. And quite frankly, there are no other ships over here. I should have left here and gone back to the cap and defended the cap, or gone to the enemy cap and started capping. In short, anything of what I'm doing right now. Because before, when this all started, there were two other ships over here with me. Now it's just me. I have the full attention of the Ismail. He's been very accurate on his salvos. So even though on paper it might look, oh, I'm 7 kilometers away, I'm also broadside 7 kilometers away. And um, I am maneuvering here. Some of it is successful, like that. And that may have given me even more confidence to continue this, and it shouldn't have. Um, this is a little better, 8 kilometers away, but I do not turn here. And again, lucky that he missed. But then he turned towards me, and I start to turn, and I get very close to this island. And the fact is, I should have turned away and gone around the backside of the island here. And this is all bad. This is what you don't do in the Minsk. I'm too close. trying to avoid running into an island. My guns got locked, and it's only a matter of time here before um, we meet our end. So forget this last part of the video. Just remember the first part where we were maintaining our distance 8 to 9 kilometers away, where we were using cover, where we had the benefit of teammates. I hate to say it, I don't think the Minsk is a ship that can carry at all. Um, Quick note on this game, 91,909 damage. Um, I consider that a good game in the ship. Normally, in a tier 6 destroyer, the bar would be a little bit higher. However, um, the Minsk is not a regular destroyer. So as we sink beneath the waves, remember this gameplay. If you're watching this video, the first part's how you play the Minsk, get range and engaging, and the last part isn't. Looking at our scorecard, over 90,000 damage, 2 kills, over 250,000 silver. Top of the board, didn't win. Can't complain about that. Thanks for watching. And you can always like and subscribe, much appreciated. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.